See what he's got planned for this one. Letting Cactus Valley through means something, I think. I don't know if we'll see drastically different play, but I think he's comfortable on this map, and I'm curious to see how he handles it. We're going to go into set number 3, guys, right now. Cactus Valley is the map. Everybody's in the lobby, and it is starting up, loading up. soO versus Trap to decide who gets out of the group, who goes down in 4th place, and who will move on to that final match. Let's see how it goes, guys. Jumping into that game right now.
That's soO fan.
Top left for that player of soO. He is here.
The Sith Zerg.
I like it now.
It's pretty cool. I like that.
There he is.
I swear he just started patting when the camera went on him. And the top right, we do have Jin Trap. The patient one.
It's all right. It's all right. It passes.
It passes?
Yeah. It gets like a 60 on the test, you know what I mean?
Oh. C minus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, man. We're not going to see the 14-14 from soO this time, so he's really mixing it up. And unfortunately for him, we are seeing a probe scout going directly his way.
Yeah, he checked for the Overlord down at the bottom right. I love when players do this.
Yeah. It's very smart. And at the very least, soO's going to be able to contain him, try and stop him from getting that natural. He's going to try and do the damage he can, especially when speed is finished. Oops, sees that Overlord. He knows exactly where he is.
Yeah. Now, since this probe is out here, he's going to go for the scout. Sees no hatch. Going to go in and see if there's gas, and you'll see it. And there you go.
All right, so he cancels, I believe he was canceling a pylon in the main base to put it down at that ramp, sorry, at that choke point into the natural on Cactus Valley. It is quite small. Now, past that, he's getting the Zealot on the way. And he should have a choke point up. Pretty efficient sort of choke to defend against these links. And any kind of scary thing will be that because a pylon is part of the wall in, you can get focused down by the links pretty easily. So you're going to have to see him maybe get out a couple of Zealots pretty quick, maybe invest in a Cybercore very soon so he has range units behind it.
soO commits to 4. Oh, look at this. He doesn't know that Trap is in the top right just yet. He's going down to the bottom right.
Yeah.
Now he's going to see it and redirect those Zerglings. Loses a bit of time. That's very important.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder to attack now. And maybe he could still go for a pylon there. Oh, but there's a second Zealot coming down. He might have not be able to at this point.
Well, he's got 8 lings. The Zealot's going to have to be very careful how it micros. Doesn't want to get surrounded out there.
Yeah. There we go. Starting to apply the pressure.
Good micro from soO.
Oh, speed's finished. Oh, nearly got a surround. And from here, there's not much left he can really do. Gets the probe on the map. That's actually a really important one. Trying to shut down all probe presence on the map so you don't have to worry about any sort of sneaky pylons. And I'll seeing that third hatch go down from soO as well.
Just putting on that pressure, like you said, it's going to keep Trap way in his base. It's kind of what soO is doing with the 3 hatches very early, but with a lot of links first, you know?
Yeah.
So this is going to be another interesting one. I'm sure Trap is happy that he's a bit closer to soO, that they're not cross spawns. Can definitely open up that aggression, you know, come towards the north side, up that one little ramp and get a good position there, get a good concave. There's a lot Trap can do on this map. Let's see exactly what he commits to. We already see the Forge on the way.
Forge gives away a lot. 2 gateways and a Forge, probably going to be that third base.
Yeah.
But no, kind of aggressive tech. We're seeing it all. We'll see if he's going to throw down any more gateways behind this. Or is he going to stay on 3, go for that, expand with maybe a lot of sentries, then invest into the Twilight +2 Linkstalker. I think Linkstalker Sentry is the best thing on this map. Out of just about everything.
Like, oh, yeah.
So long as you're not dealing with anything later tech than the Roachling Hydra, you're always going to trade very efficiently, but there's so many hardcore chokes that a couple of force fields are just going to wreck everything in.
We're seeing soO go for this style once again with a +1 melee.
I don't know about this, Valdez. Last time he did it, it didn't really work out. Made me a little nervous.
Seems like he's trying to channel a bit of Dark. We saw Dark doing this as well. They're on the same team. I'm sure they talk about their GVPs in depth, especially in recent times, because it's changing up so much. And oftentimes you'll see players on the same team matchup styles like this.
Yeah, look at this. We are seeing the Hallucination Oracle come out in the map. Let's see if it's going to force out anything from soO. Maybe some spores or anything like that. Probably not. It's not going to do anything at this point.
Once you see it not attack at that totally empty base with just 1 queen, he's going to be like, okay.
Yeah, when it sees a queen do like 40 damage to it in 2 shots, like, yeah, it's fake.
Yeah.
There we go. There's a Twilight behind this. So his Sentries, Twilight, third base, all sort of stock standard we want to see from a Protoss on this map.
Now Trap with enough. Sentries here can begin to put on that pressure. Just a bit earlier than normal. He's got to be careful, actually, over that third base. I guess it's not that many Lings, but...
Well, it could still cancel this Nexus or kill these pylons very quickly. Very surprising that we are seeing Trap move across the map like this. Maybe he's just certain that he can do some damage here. 20 Lings on the way and 5 Roaches. +1 for them is about to finish as well. But he can force field off this ramp so easily.
Look at how many drones soO is already committed to. 63.
Yeah.
He's got no units out on the map just yet.
Oh, that force field. Very nicely done as well.
He's delaying so much mining time. Already kills 6 drones.
The only thing that can really do damage
recall
was the Roaches and the Queens at the end of that. He lost the 2 Sentries behind that, I think.
Yeah. What do you think? Was it worth it?
6 drones.
6 drones delayed a bunch of mining time, but I don't know. 2 sentries are definitely expensive.
2 sentries and a bunch of force fields. I'm not sure. We are seeing a lot of aggression being kind of implemented from soO. Like, he did have to kind of panic make a bunch of Roaches behind this. So maybe he's going to fish for some damage on the third base, perhaps. Doesn't have Roach speed, though, for a long time, so maybe not.
Interesting that Trap adds those 2 gateways at his natural instead of at the third to protect that cannon. More of the standard you see, but I guess just not really caring about the position right now. Just wants to get them down.
Yeah, there's two more gateways. So it's going up to about 7 gates from here. But I don't think Trap is going to go for any sort of all-in. He's just simply making the production he needs while he probes up that third base. soO, he's simply going for that same style we saw in game 1.
Yeah, I think the Evo chamber was a little bit earlier because if you remember in that last game when that big attack was coming out of Trap, the +2 for the Zerglings was only finishing up. But in this game, it's already halfway done, and it's a bigger map as well, so it's going to buy him a lot more time. And this Protoss army does not compare to the one we saw in last game.
Absolutely not. soO could actually fight this army head-on. If he gets a decent amount of surround, he can actually go for it. And he looks like he might.
Where's the Mothership Core? It's not with the army just yet.
Here we go. +1 Ling is going to start doing some real damage with these sentries, actually. A lot of them are so low right now. And another recall.
Definitely a good trade there for soO. He's going to force it all the way back across the map and buy himself just even more and more time.
Yeah, serious map control right now. Now he's got the Infested. Spire on the way as well. Spire should be done, or very close to be done, by the time this high finishes. So a great sort of timing for Broodlords. It's a pretty cool style from soO. I kind of like this. There were, just no carapace makes me kind of nervous because Lings are just going to evaporate. But I guess, let's be real, they're just going to evaporate anyway. If there's going to be Storm out, if there's going to be Colossus or Archons even, like, they're just going to get one shot. So maybe it just isn't worth it.
Yeah. I'm really liking soO's position in this game compared to the first game where he played this very similar style. Let's see what Trap does. Does he want to go for that attack, or does he want to open up even a fourth base at this point? It's a much bigger map.
One thing I'm kind of surprised about is we don't see Trap going for any sort of warp gate, like harassment. Because it's very possible if there's nothing but Roach Ling on the map, you know, like there's only Queens that are going to be the things that are stopping them. So if you're like constantly doing harassment with Warp Prisms the whole game, soO is on the defensive and you have so much more space on the map. And look at this, we're seeing the same composition from Trap once again. So Trap knows what he wants to do against this kind of army. He's going to go for the heavy Zealot, Stalker, Sentry, Immortal, Archon. And I can definitely understand this. It's very efficient.
So he's got +2 on these links. Comes back, deletes that pylon. Now he's just going to go for a big counterattack. It's going to force Trap back. No! He turns around. Oh, no, he's hesitating. He's not sure what to do.
He's turning around and going for it at the same time. He's sending a lot of Zealots towards the natural. And he's going to try and deal with his army.
This might actually work out for Trap.
I think it might. soO's got to be very careful in this kind of situation. Maybe go for some fungal, slow the army down so he can get out of there.
Look at all these Zealots already doing so much damage, clearing out that third base, getting to work on that natural.
Oh, he found the Great Aspire as well, making 7 Broodlords. Very smart by soO to get them out before it disappears.
Yeah, Great Aspire goes down.
And now we see soO run for his life across the map, everything chasing him. These 7 Broodlords will force the army back, but this economy is in shambles.
He's lost so much back in space. The Zealots, they have that +2. They're trading so well. And now he routed the entire army of the Zerg all the way back across the map. Took out a bunch of Infestors on the way. The question is, can these Broodlords buy soO enough time to come back in this game?
Well, here they come. They're coming from the third base. The Natural is under threat.
It's not that many Stalkers, but if he blinks all of them underneath, it is possible to choke him down, and he's going to go for that right now.
Yeah, here we go. There's no buffer for them. He's going to have to move them back. soO is in a horrible place.
No more Infestors to keep these Stalkers in check.
I think they all disappear. There's only 3 left. That's not going to be enough DPS to stop this army.
That's got to be it, man. He can just blink underneath these Broodlords, and he's going to do it right now.
He can just ignore them, to be honest. There's just not enough. More Stalkers coming in, and soO.
Oh,
unfortunate for soO. He's going to be out.
He's going to get Protossed. GG.
Well said, Valdez.
Trap will go on to that final match against Life. And oh boy, does he have a big matchup ahead of him.
Oh yeah, it should be a really interesting one, actually. Probably a bit more fun than a ZVZ, though we did have some crazy ZVZs today already. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how Life is going to handle this kind of style from Trap. This safe, sort of very calm sort of Protoss, not very aggressive at all, not all in really at all until the third base is done and the late game army is made.
Kind of sad for soO. You know, he's a great player, but I still feel like he hasn't returned to his true, like, full former glory that he used to be at when he got, like, 5-second places.
Yeah.
And this is, like, one of the toughest groups I've ever seen.
Oh, so it is so hard.
You really can't fault him for getting out in 4th. It's like, you tried your best to. You showed some really nice games, a cool style against Protoss specifically, but just not enough to get you through.
Yeah, he really pushed it to the limit. And it was a lot of fun, you know. I'm not disappointed in soO at all. And you're right, he hasn't really got it figured out like he did last year. He's still working on it. He's maybe like a little dangerously too greedy in some cases as well, which is why we saw him. We didn't really see Trap take advantage of it, but I think Protoss may perhaps like Parting or even Hero would take full advantage of how greedy he is and just try and kill him really early.
Those guys' styles kind of matched up equally, you know, just both very greedy players for their own races, just trying to play for the late game. In the end, Trap was the victor. He will move on to that final match against Life, as we said. But first, we go to that 5-minute break. Stay tuned, guys.